Greetings. Welcome to Queen Elle TV. This is Elle. I just wanted to touch on one of the conditions that many women face throughout pregnancy, gestational diabetes. First, I'd like to appreciate this natural light that I have coming through my window. It's so bright, but I truly love it. So I was getting ready to have some iced coffee, a small iced coffee that I got from Dunkin', and a donut that I got. And I was reminded that I need to check my blood sugar. So that's something that women face. Now, this is my fourth pregnancy, and I'm in my third trimester. I'm 31 weeks, and this is my second experience with gestational diabetes. So, for those who don't know, gestational diabetes is a form of diabetes that some women face during their pregnancy. So, it is an insulin intolerance that happens to the body sometimes only during pregnancy, and in most cases, after the pregnancy is over, then your insulin tolerance level returns to normal. So that was the case with me with my last pregnancy, which was 9 years ago, and also the case with my current pregnancy. So it's unfortunate, but it is just one of the things that we face sometimes during pregnancy. So typically, when you pardon the noise outside, but typically when you have been diagnosed with gestational diabetes, you will be asked to check your blood sugar with a blood glucose monitor. So this is the monitor. This is how I test my blood sugar um, via a prick to one of my fingers. And this is just my supply of testing strips. So I stick the testing strip at the top of the meter, and I prick my finger, and a little drop of blood goes um, from my finger goes into the testing strip, and then there's a reading on the glucose meter. Now, the great thing with technology is, 9 years ago, I would have to write down the reading that would appear on the screen. And then when I would return to, at that time, I was seeing a maternal fetal medicine specialist. And I would, at my next appointment, I had a log of all of my readings that I took throughout the previous week, as well as a food log of what I had consumed orally in the previous week, and I would provide that to the doctor. Well, now um, the meter that I have is everything's electronic. So the meter tracks everything, all of my readings, and then on a weekly basis, I've been advised to send a report via the meter to my doctor's office so that they can review the readings. I'm also able, through an app on my phone, I'm able to log my food intake over the course of the preceding week. And so when I send the app syncs with the meter syncs with the app on my phone, and then I'm able to send it through the app on my phone, send them the report, and get feedback from my doctor's office that way. So what I've been advised to do is I take a fasting reading, and that it doesn't have to be a specific time of day. It's typically at least 8 hours of no consumption of any food. So it's typically it doesn't have to be first thing in the morning. For me, my eating times are a bit skewed. I typically eat around, I try to eat around 11-ish, 12-ish, but it is 1:30 right now, and I haven't eaten yet. And so it's kind of bad today, but to be honest, I haven't really had much of an appetite this pregnancy. So I have to be very conscientious of that and put forth some effort into making myself eat something. So my blood sugar is pretty much under control. So even though I'm getting ready to have a donut and having a small iced coffee, it won't really affect my blood sugar too much. So it was just outside of the range of normal enough to be diagnosed with gestational diabetes. And this time around, I actually take insulin every night, and that's new for me. I didn't have to take insulin with my last pregnancy. With this one, I take what I've been told is a fairly small amount of insulin. It's an insulin pen, and every night before bed, I have to inject myself with the specified amount of insulin that I designate through the pen, and I have to inject myself in the stomach, or abdomen, which was quite disheartening when I was told that. And I remember thinking, okay, I'm pregnant, so how is that going to go? And it hasn't been that bad. It is uncomfortable. That's really the most uncomfortable part is that injection every night, but it's necessary. And um, thankfully, I'm almost at the finish line, being 31 weeks pregnant. So I just wanted to record this video and just to give my story on gestational diabetes and to just lend some support if anyone has any questions or has a story to share, has gone through this, and would love to give some feedback or some tips. I would love to hear them. One thing that I've been told is to, in order to keep amount of um, a steady amount of food in my body, especially with me not having much of an appetite, is to consume some form of protein with every meal. So this is just, I will probably taste the coffee, like a couple of sips, taste a donut. I mean, my appetite is very minimal. And then I won't have a taste for anything else. So at that point, I will force myself and I'll go and just get a veggie burger. Um, I eat, I would say, 80-20 plant-based diet. Throughout this pregnancy, I have consumed chicken, poultry, and fish. But for the most part, I would say that's maybe one day out of the week. And for the most part, I consume plant-based items. Obviously, me getting a donut and some iced coffee is not plant-based. It could be, but it's not. I'll be honest. But this is maybe once every 2 weeks. So I believe, anything in moderation for the most part is okay, as long as it's something that is generally safe for the little one. So I could go on and on about diet and things that we consume. And so I will touch on that in future videos, but I just wanted to hop on here and talk about gestational diabetes. So that is one of the conditions that I have. It's specific to the pregnancy, and look forward to some future videos on some of the chronic conditions that I have that were affected either positively or negatively throughout this pregnancy. So thank you so much for watching, and I will be in touch. Blessings. Take care. And also, if you like this video and you feel like, this content might be something that's relatable to you and you look forward to any future vlogs of mine, please hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you are alerted anytime I post new content. Thanks.